Hi, everybody. Today is Friday, and we are ready to get started on our second week of the class. So I have your next module ready for you. I want to do a quick walkthrough of the assignments and show you a couple things on the class. So let's go ahead and take a look. The first thing I want to show you is a button that I put on the home page, and that is for the Pass Center. So for those of you who are not familiar with the Pass Center, I just wanted to highlight it and let you know that it is the tutorial center that services the English department, English classes, and also linguistics classes for Fresno City College. You can drop by there if you're on campus, or you can also visit it on Zoom. They do have online tutoring, online assistance. And the tutors are Fresno City College students, but they are really great help. You can get help if you need editing help, or also help understanding any of your assignments. You can pop in there for a short time or a long time. And if you're on campus, they have free printing and also snacks for you. So just wanted to let you know about that if you're not familiar. Okay. This week we are sort of transitioning from, this question of what is language and the nature of human language, to language processing that happens in the brain, and then how humans acquire their first language. So what we're looking at here is what are the structures of the brain and what happens, and especially in babies, young babies, from the time of birth up until about 5 or 6 years old. Next week, we are going to start looking at second language acquisition and take a look at that process, because it is a little bit different. So, if you want to go into the assignments, you can find them a few different ways. You can always go to the assignments through your calendar, through your to-do list, or you can go to the modules, and I put a link here to jump right to the module. So let's go ahead and go right to the module, and then you can start with the overview page, and that gives you kind of an overview of all the assignments that we're going to be doing this week. There are 5 of them this week. We start with a quiz that is due on Wednesday of next week. And then there are 3 summaries, and then the end of the week is a discussion, just one discussion for this week. So moving through the assignments through the module, you'll use the next button to move through the module. The first one is a quiz, like I mentioned, and you should watch the video first, but the quiz is really based on this chapter from a linguistics textbook that took a little while to download onto the page. If it gives you trouble, you can always hit this button and the document will download for you. But the reading is a little bit dense. What you should try to do is to have this document in front of you and then answer the quiz questions. The quiz questions should be in the order that they appear in the chapter. So you do have 3 attempts allowed, so try to get the best possible score. And then when you are finished with that, there's an assignment on aphasia. Aphasia is a language disorder some kind of a brain disorder. It's not something that people are born with. This is something that happens as a result of uh, usually a stroke or an injury in a part of the brain that does language processing. So there are different types of aphasia depending on the area of the area of the brain that is affected. And so there are a couple of different kinds of aphasia. And so I have the information here, a couple of videos, some documents to read. And this is really interesting. There are a couple of videos here of a couple of stroke victims that you can hear their speech and their different, the way that their speech manifests after they have suffered from these two different types of aphasia. That will really give you some insight into what the different types are like. And so what I'm asking you to do is to just give me a kind of a compare and contrast summary of the two different types. And then the next assignment is about something called motherese, or infant directed speech, or sometimes it's called caregiver ease. This is not the language that the children or the babies are using. This is the language that the adults or the caregivers are using around the children. So that's really an important distinction. And there are features of this language that linguists have analyzed. And one important thing to realize about this is that this is not a universal. This does not appear in all cultures. It is culture specific. But what linguists have theorized is that it does have some benefits for children's language development. So watch the video, you can read about it. I've got a couple of documents here, and then I'm asking you to give me the characteristics and then give me your opinion about it. Okay, and then the last summary of the week is a timeline that I'd like you to do for me. And this one is sometimes students have a little bit of trouble deciding how to do this. It's a little bit open-ended because I want you to use your creativity, and really, you can do this any way that you want, any way that makes sense to you. You can, do it like, any kind of document that you know how to make, technology that you are comfortable with. Or if you don't want to create a digital document, you can just write it on a piece of paper and then take a picture and upload that. That's perfectly fine as well. So you can make it like, going across, or you can make it going up and down. You can even make it like just bullet points on like a Word document or a Google document. That's fine too. What I don't want you to do is to write like a paragraph or like essay forms, like in sentences. Okay, make it kind of like a visual representation. And what I'm asking is to include these 5 stages. So I give you the names of the stages here that I want you to identify, and use these names. Some of the sources that you're going to find might have slightly different terms, but use these names, and then you're going to tell me what happens in each of these stages. Okay, so I do have a couple of different documents here for you. I have information about phonology development in each one. You should have phonology in each one of the stages. There will be morphology milestones in some of them, not all of them. So for example, you know, newborns do not have any morphology. The same with syntax. There will be syntax development in some of the stages. Same like newborn babies do not have any sentence structure yet. That's a little, a little bit in the later stages. And so just give me the 5 stages of first language acquisition and then include phonology, morphology, and syntax as they're relevant to the stages. And then the last assignment for the week is a discussion. This is going to be our discussion for the week. And this is about the theories of language acquisition. So I've got a number of sources for you that you can read through, an article, and then there is a website that has a short video on it. And this is really, linguists, psychologists, child development experts, they're not in full agreement about exactly the way that children acquire or learn their first language. So that's why I'm kind of asking your opinion about it. It's probably a combination of these different ways that children actually are interacting with the world and the people around them. But what I want you to do is tell me, what do you think is the primary way that children are acquiring their first language? So don't cheat and say it's a combination. I want you to really, really come down and say, what do you believe is the most important, the primary way that you feel children learn their first language based on what you know already, what you've learned already in the course, through all of this information that you've gotten so far, everything you know about the nature of language, human language, and everything that you've gotten so far in the class. Okay, and let's see if we can get a good discussion going on this, this topic. And then that just takes us to the summary. So you can check and make sure that you've done everything for the week. And that's going to be the end of the assignments for the week. So let me know if you get any issues or problems. I think that we're probably done adding people. I think all the kinks are worked out by now. In terms of self-service, I think I've helped everybody add. Hopefully everyone's in, but let me know if you have any problems in that regard. I think everybody should have full access to the Canvas course now, but do let me know if there's any problems, any issues with any of the links, or anything is not working, anything seems odd in the class. If you let me know right away if something is broken or not working right, that helps me a lot and also helps your classmates as well, because I can fix it for everybody. Okay, let me know if you have any questions or problems, and I will be talking to you later. Bye-bye.